hand pump here. Talk to me, Rich. What are we doing here?
Okay. On the hand pump, now I didn't put this together yet, but these are the tools here that would open it. I really don't want to do that.
You don't have to open it.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
But anyway.
Gentlemen,
this
you
here
are being
does
filmed.
this.
That's fine.
You have a Girardoni tank, and it basically threads right into the end. And this is a Girardoni pump, exact what they would have way back in the day. This is your pump here. I'm not going to mess with the seals or anything like that.
Nope, let's not do that.
Yeah, the handle is up there, and basically 1,500 pumps would take with something like this, 1,500 to 1,800 pumps to put 800 psi into this tank.
And you would put this on the end of that, and that's what you
Right,
pull
exactly.
onto, right?
You could, yeah.
What
Some
was-
of them you could use, like this was a little hook right here that they would put over the ball, like that, and you can put it on the ground and pump it this way.
Let's stand on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a great idea, man.
Yeah, really. Well, I mean, you can technically pump it this way, but the idea behind that was
Was to have the foot
pushing
plate
it
and
down.
do that.
Yes, 1,500 times. So if you think the Benjamin hand pump is a pain in the butt, this goes beyond that.
And so, did this all come together? And this was a kit, and this is what you're
Yes.
you're doing your lead in here, and you're
Yes.
pouring.
You're pouring
and
your
then this
lead,
is
you're melting your lead. You're melting your lead. You can have a separate pot, but normally they would use the ladle to melt the lead. Pour it in your mold there, your pour
Yeah.
mold.
shot tube.
No, that's a quick speed loader. A speed loader.
What? So you're telling me this is a PRS gun?
Yes, this is
Okay.
a PRS gun.
All right.
We have speed loaders. For
We
this
can
thing.
get in there, or we can get in the speed challenge.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Basically, speed loader, full of shot. Open it up there.
Yeah.
And it was just pour right in. Done. Been there before then in the bag.
And it took us 200 plus years to get this
Yes.
back again, is what you're telling me. What the heck?
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
the heck?
This gun is actually on loan from B&B Sporting Goods.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're opening up a museum probably in 2027, 26, 27,
Okay.
somewhere around like that in Michigan. So there will be a lot of air guns out there that hold, they're just very, very rare. Actually, my bellows is out there too. That's going to be displayed. A couple of Girardonis, a couple of high-powered Girardonis that I did is going to be out there. What else? Sheridans, very rare Sheridans, very rare Benjamins, and just guns of all sizes and shapes. All the oddball ones, even some clear plastic ones that were made for demonstration purposes and all that kind of stuff. That will all be out there. So it's coming. It's coming.
That's amazing.
So-
What I love, do you know what barrel that is? Like, what would be in this one at all? Any clue? The barrel itself. Is this is a smoothbore?
No, that
rifled.
is rifled. Actually.
Okay. Were the originals rifled or smooth?
The original ones were rifled.
Okay.
Yes, they
Didn't
were.
know that.
They were rifled. That's
Okay.
and they were very accurate. Like Lewis was demonstrating this gun, to the Indians. That's the first thing that they were doing to it was, showing them how accurate the gun was. How it wasn't loud, it wasn't scary, it didn't make a whole lot of smoke or anything like that. So, that was actually a good thing for them.
That's amazing. And you said that you might even did a trick shot, maybe.
Yes, they were all trick shots that they were doing. Either how they were even showing how powerful the gun was, and also doing trick shots at the same time.
Well, I'm glad we're going to get the opportunity to test this out today and see how it does. But this is amazing. So carried their tanks. They could already have them pumped, and they would hold their air just like our tanks would of today.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. And then it's just a screw on the back, right? You know, but you said there's a little bit more to it when you put the tank on, correct?
A little bit more to it, yes.
Okay.
Normally you have to half cock these when you're putting the tank on, mainly because the pin on the backside is protruding a little bit. It has tension onto it, so you want to relieve when it's there's tension on the pin when the hammer is all the way forward on it. So you need to relieve that tension when you're screwing the tank on, or you're just going to release a lot of air. That's not good. These do have decockers on them. Girardoni's did have decockers on them. That a lot of people don't know about, and that's normally why right there. The system is kind of all like on a cam system, so there's really no way to truly uncock it unless you push that pin right there, so it bypasses that cam.
This is a 10-pound rifle. You can feel it.
Yeah, that's
You can feel it. It might be. When I picked it up, I was like, that's what they said it was. They said it was right at about 10 pounds.
And this was the gun that was produced by Ernie Cohen.
Okay.
It was made by Ernie Cohen. It is the very first Girardoni that was produced by him. The original Lewis and Clark gun was on site when this one was produced. So was the only surviving bag. These are reproductions, but the actual Lewis and Clark memorabilia was actually the gun was taken apart, and they learned how everything was made. Everything was exact by hand. This is it's actually Rick Keller's one, but it was made by Ernie Cohen. But it is serial number 1 on that. So it is. It is the closest to the Lewis and Clark gun that you will get. Not just any Girardoni, the Lewis and Clark gun that they have. Wow. And we can fire this thing.
Oh.
And make trick shots and all that stuff.
Oh, well, here we go. And you said when, of course, the balls are in here in the tube, and it's just a push over here, right?
Yes.
So, okay.
Exactly.
I didn't want to do that, but I didn't know if we could. Oh, so it's just genius. And here we are, 200-something years later, going, rewriting history a little bit different.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
But it's a
quality. Look at the wood. Wow.
Yeah, that's something else. A lot of provenance right there.
How many shots do you think with the tank?
On a tank?
Yeah.
Normally for lethal shots, you're looking at right around about 38.
Really?
Lethal shots, yes. That's.
I am. Forgive me, but
maybe not 100-yard shots, but you can.
Yeah, I don't care.
40-yard shots, squirrels, and all that stuff. You're looking at about close to 40 shots on this. Even though the reservoir tube they hold 22 or something.
I think it was 20 or 20.
20, I think it was 21 and 2, one in the chamber.
And it's just cocking the hammer, squeezing the trigger.
Yes. That's it. Boom, 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 boom. There will be shot strings done with this at some point in time, so we can show you how consistent this gun was. I am very surprised how consistent this gun is. It will shoot 480, normally around between 470, 480 feet per second through that whole magazine.
Which is
there's
good.
regulators that can't do that. That's how tuned this gun is, and it's very surprising. The first Girardoni I did was like that too, and that surprised the heck out of me.
And what's the weight of the ball? You're saying, so if we're giving them that?
Oh gosh.
Well, we put you on the spot there, but
I think it's 147 grain. Somewhere around
that sounds about right.
Yeah,
that sounds
exactly. Right. It is a 46 caliber, but with this specific gun right there, it does like the 457, and that's what we're going to be shooting is that caliber right there. It's a little bit more accurate with it. It's not holding up so much in the barrel and all that. So just this particular gun, but this gun is still a 46 caliber, and they were not made in 50 caliber or anything like that. It was just one.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I see the craftsmanship as I stand here, even though it was, but you look at it and you go, wow. I would go on that expedition with this. I would have had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If I would have got to talk to the Indians too. I think it would have been a good time.
Everybody that was on that expedition actually carried one. There was,
really?
Yeah, there was 30
I would carry one
or something like that. Girardoni's
Wow.
On that expedition. Yeah.
Think about, here's the thing we want to think about. You now have a repeater. This is this the first airgun repeater that you know of?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, so this is history right here. I mean that history right there for us.
Yes.
Because I heard there was other air guns invented before this, correct?
Oh yeah, there was definitely other air guns invented before. This is not the first air gun that was.
I wanted to make that clear because a lot of people believe this is the first one ever.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's totally false. Actually, some of your very earliest air guns were going to be your bellows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That here again, you'll see something like that at the B&B Museum. Those were pretty much parlor guns for higher end, like Hames Queens, stuff like that. They were dart guns they weren't for hunting purposes. They were pretty much dart guns, like your marksman pistol or something like that. That's where it started out as. But then technology came up years later, and you have guns like the Girardoni and all that. But yes, there was guns prior to the Girardoni, but I don't think they were repeaters. I think the Girardoni was the first repeater.
I love the trigger too. Is it just it's a single stage?
It's nice.
Yeah, is it?
It's nice.
Awesome. Well, we're about to find out here.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Well, thank you for even letting us, come up here and get an opportunity just to shoot this. I mean,
anytime, my friend.
That was. I mean, we didn't get a chance to shoot yet. This is my introduction to the gun and the equipment, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna shoot it, and we're gonna see if we can even pull off a trick shot, Rich. See, I have no idea. I didn't really come prepared at all, but
we might think of some other
I might think of some other things too, and see what we come up with. We'll see what we can do.
Cool.
I know Lewis was showing the tribes whenever he went to an Indian village. He would show how this shot. So we're going to go back and see if we can do our own trick shot and see if we can get away with one here. Oh, Rich, it's a good hit, too. Sorry about your car, brother, but... Oh, it's Rich, it's fantastic. I mean, that's better than what I thought we were going to see.
There you go.
Hey, it took me a couple shots, but...
That's cool.
Hey, that's...
I like it. We love it.
All right, we will straighten your tree. We'll patch your tree up there, but...
You drink some lead out of it.
Yeah, we'll take some lead. So what do you think of that, guys? How about that, Rich?
That's nice.
What we're doing is, they talked about how lethal the gun was. So we put 1-inch pine at 50 and we put 1-inch pine at 100. We'll see how many shots it takes, to put them on target there. I'm just going to stand offhand and see if we can get this done. And we'll go from there, and then we'll walk you down and have you take a look at them if I hit them here. So let's see what we got. It does a really good job when you push this over, and it loads a ball in there. Am I right? Is that what I need to do?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, all right.
You got it now, buddy.
Okay, I'm good now.
You're
Everybody
good
see
now.
that?
You're good.
I'm just
now.
testing trigger pull, guys. That's all.
I don't think I have ever known anybody to fire a Girardoni that didn't fire one.
Well, that was crazy. You saw what I saw, right?
Punched the whole piece out of it.
Oh, it punched a hole through it.
Oh, the whole way through.
And you hear how quiet this is.
50 yards were good.
Oh, now 100 yards.
A few air
Okay,
gun.
so let me get this down again, okay, guys?
A few air gun.
That over?
There you
Just
go.
that simple, right?
You got it.
And you do this.
That's it. You don't have to light the wick or anything.
Oh,
Right at the water line.
right above it. Yep, right.
Whatever's in that water line is definitely dead.
Okay. Right in the mud.
Now, how can I hit the bucket and not hit the wood? How is that possible?
No,
I see
it's
where you
magic.
hit it.
Are you serious?
You hit it just to the right of the wood. You hit the bucket just to the right of the wood.
Oh, hey, 100 yards, Girardoni. Come on, man. Woo! Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing, Rich. All right, it's time to look at results. Yeah.
I loved you punching a hole out of the middle.
Oh, you saw it?
Oh, yes. And we're still filming, by the way, because we want to show the walk.
Yeah, yeah.
If we're going to talk the talk, we ought to show the walk.
All right. Hit a little low.
Yeah, it's
Or
still
a little
dead.
right, a little right,
Yeah,
a little right. And that one hit right on the bucket, too, right?
Yep.
So that's
Same
neat.
spot.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Chris Turk.
Man.
I think that answered that question. 50 yards. Not feeling so good.
All right,
Nice and clean.
nice and clean. Punch
Ooh,
that.
now we
right.
got the... What happened down there? I think I hit it low. We'll see.
All I know is that whatever it was died.
Wow.
This is Rich's place, Rich Dudek. We're taking a tour of his property.
I think I definitely hit wood on that shot.
Yeah, I know you hit wood on it.
And I think it's a little over 100. Or
It's
is it
right
close?
there.
It's right there?
Yeah, because that's where we were shooting measured the last
And,
time I was
and
here.
it's just iron sights, but they are just beautiful. They are so, and you know, I wear reading glasses and I shoot, but sometimes it's just all instinctive. I use the sights a little bit, but yeah, that's amazing. All right. Well, I'm trying to see what we got.
Well, what I like is how many total shots? You haven't even used 2 magazines, and he's hitting stuff at 100 yards.
Oh, I don't know if I hit this thing good. I don't know. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
But it wasn't a kill shot.
No, it did not penetrate the whole way through. Oh, look what we got, Jerry.
You got it.
I got it.
Yep.
Make sure you can see that okay?
Oh, yeah. Clear as a bell.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now, I talked to Rich, and we were talking about feet per second right now. And in this test, the tank's down just a little bit. We don't know how, I don't know for sure what that meant. But we did take a couple practice shots and then came to this test just because we didn't want to change the tank out. We're shooting real close to 500 feet a second, just so everybody knows. But there's the accuracy. I mean, here's the board if you want to take a look. 100 yards offhand, it didn't take long to put one right in the center of the can. Or right in the board, I mean.
That's the 4th shot.
Yeah.
4 shots. And if you look,
That's amazing.
look at the damage on the can.
Yeah.
The lower right.
Yep.
Straight through it. He just missed the board on the 3rd shot.
I'm glad we got the ball in there. We put a little test together, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And I'm going to give this guy a little bit, just maybe a little. I think his name's Up North Air something. Is it? You know who that is? I don't know who that is. Oh, Chris Turek, thank you so much. Yeah. So Chris said, gave me some advice. He says, hey, with the war with Napoleon, we wanted to talk about, the lethality of what the Girardoni would be. So this is our 50-yard, 1-inch pine board, and you can see that little off center there. I had dirt in my eye. Oh, I had to load the gun.
There you go. I had to load it.
All right. You'll see that. But yeah, there we go. So 50 yards, super lethal. I was talking with Brian Finch, and he's off camera right now, but he witnessed all this stuff. And Brian said, I can't believe how quiet it is. And I said, yeah, imagine being 100 yards away, and you got as fast as you can load that gun when you learn how to load it, right? It can go pretty quick. Well, then, Chris also said, hey, go to 100. So we popped one off at 100. We got about halfway through, and then we actually found the round here, which we'll show you a photo of then. And then, I wanted to see, all right, 5100 offhand shooting, getting to test this out, Rich. And I was like, well, Rich, do you have a business card? Because that's what we do.
Yep.
So,
You got it.
yeah, it took me 5 shots to get a little bit of the windage there. Oh, you want to see that side? Oh, okay. Jerry Cornfield's back there, like, giving me directions, people. So, all right. No, but right there you can see how accurate the gun really is. I mean, I was shocked. Brian, when I made that, you can come on count, that first shot that we took with the gun, right?
Yes, sir.
That first shot, and you were standing beside me.
The sapling.
How big is this sapling? Would you say an inch? Not even?
Thumb?
Thumb?
Maybe my thumb?
Yeah. A little bit bigger than that round ball.
I shot the
It's
gun.
about a half-inch diameter, if that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When I shot the gun, what was the look on my face? I was totally in shock. I was like,
Dumbfounded.
no way. No way did it hit exactly where I was aiming. And we went and dug that ball out, which is in this video also. But, Rich, amazing work.
I know.
Amazing. Amazing that this is 200 plus years old, and we're looking at something with that kind of accuracy. Well, that tells me something. To the right? No? Can't tell. Let's just shoot them and... Yeah, I can't tell. You see it?
That's probably a 10.
Okay. I know what that is. That's if I hit the rebar, we know where it is. That's 5 though, right? That's 5. All right, let's take the walk, Jerry.
I
didn't expect this, did you? I did not.
No, I did not.
I did not.
I did not. I expected this at 25. That's what
I feel
expected
like
at
this.
25.
I think I threw 2 at 25. I think
Right.
that's personally on me because you see the other 3.
Yeah.
And then you come to this and you're like,
It's just amazing. That's why, I mean, yeah, they say that the gun is a 46 caliber gun, but like I said, we're not using a 457 round ball just because they're readily available or anything like that. We just know that that is a lot more accurate than any other size. So, yeah, and there you go. And there's just proof right there. So.
you would almost think there was a little 4 power scope on this thing the way that just shot.
Better than that.
Yeah.
Better than that. Oh, yeah.
No words.
Yeah.
No words.
No.
Okay, Rich. We're about to do something real difficult here. That's Shooter 1721. We love shooting playing cards off balloons.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
Take a look down there.
Holy crap, we got a balloon.
And we do have a card on top. You see that?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oof.
I can't, well, no.
Wow.
I got it over here.
Do ya?
Yeah. No, I mean.
All right.
You say there's a card there. There's a card there.
All right. Well, we're going to sit down here and see if we can get this done. I'm going to be not too greedy on the first one. So let's see if we can get a reference point. I have an idea, but I'm not exactly sure. We're real close here. Okay. All right. See that? Okay. So, all right. I'm going to try and shoot the right edge of that card. How did I not hit the card? You see that? Well, I'm sitting. If you were sitting here, is it? Okay.
It's just, I mean, it literally is.
All right.
I bet you there's a lead line right across the top of that card.
All right. I'm going to come over just. I'm going to cheat just a little bit more. I don't know how though. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's awesome. That is just splitting the card.
Splitting the card. Now, earlier when we were putting the card out, I said to him, I said, I want to shoot it on the right side. What do you think? We know it was laying face up, so we got to. Yep. You want to walk down there and see what happened?
Let's walk down.
All right. Take
You
a
don't
look.
get better. You don't get better than that.
Remember
No,
we
you
said
don't.
we don't know how we missed, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know how we missed to, okay, we got it.
There it is.
I was looking. Don't you look? See if there's a skid mark. Take a look.
Oh,
I don't know what that is, but don't be, Jerry, don't be shy. I don't know.
That looks
This
like
is
a.
Kevlar. Don't tell them that.
Yeah, right. Let's see the two halves here.
Look what a round ball does to a card. Oh, you can see where it took the chunk out. Would you agree it was, yes?
Yes.
Right side of the card? Like,
Yes.
I'm not really right side, I guess, am I?
That's crazy. Simply crazy.
Do you believe that gun is that accurate?
It's amazing. I mean,
It's amazing. This
Yeah.
this right here, that right there is, all I can tell you is Girardoni built a gun that's shooting aces.
there you go.
All right, I set it up. Rich, we're gonna run chronograph test here. I load the gun up. Let's shoot it. Here we go.
How many shots is that now?
I thought it was 22 in here, right? All right. Are you kidding me? Did you just see what happened?
No, what are you?
No, just look at your balloon.
Did you shoot that balloon?
I just shot that balloon. 529.
Oh my God.
We were videoing it. I looked at it and I thought it's got to be close, but we're just having too much fun today. That's for sure. Okay, 529.
I love it.
All right. 519.
Without looking.
Oh.
Okay.
A no look. Huh?
Here we go. Take here. The camera's running, Jerry. Step behind there and see if we're still good. See if it's looking good. You good? Okay. Nothing? Oh, 509. Okay. So, yeah, we took 529, 519, 509. So let's just see where it goes from here. 506. $480. Okay. 480. That sound like 2? Or is that just bouncing? 482. 482. So we're settling in.
Yes, we're settling in right now.
Okay.
It's a highly tuned piece of equipment.
473. 459. 464. 459. 437. Wonder how the plenum's doing.
You need to adjust that regularly.
440.
Was this a full magazine?
Yes.
I was imagining about 5 feet per second, something like that. Per shot.
438. 431. 415. 405. 401. 'Does it read? I think it stops at 4. I think I have the chronograph stop at 4, so we stop there. Okay, well, that was interesting. So we got a nice shot string there.
How many left?
I have to take a look.
See, that's kind of showing me right there that the
Yeah.
center ear is making a difference.
Oh, it does.
With this specific gun, yeah.
All right, so high was 529 and of course 401. Average 457. Okay, not bad at all.
No, not bad at all.
How many shots do you remember?
It says here. Well, we took. It didn't read 2 of them, so yeah. It just didn't read 2 of the shots. Oh, 20. We got 20 on here, so
Oh, there you go. Out of 22. Huh?
yeah.
In there.
Yep.
Impressive.
Well, here we are at the end of day 2. It was basically a range day today, right?
Yep, range day today.
What was your highlight of range day? What caught you? We did several things in the range day, but what was your favorite?
My favorite, actually, I would say the accuracy at 50 yards.
Yeah.
With this, definitely surprised me.
Yeah.
Definitely surprised me.
I was shocked. Open sights really puts a challenge to the shooter.
Yes.
But what can the gun do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The one thing I like the most about the technology, other than what it is that I was paying attention while he shot a shot string on the chronometer, and it was ticking down beautifully, shot to shot to shot. No sudden fall off, no stupid stuff. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Definitely. What we tested today was just not any Girardoni stuff like that, and people really need to understand that this is actually the same specs, the same gun, that how it was made to a T. of Lewis and Clark's personal gun. So what you've seen today and through these reviews is exactly what the gun that Lewis was using. His gun technically is not functional, so nobody knows. This is the first time that it's actually been through a review like this.
Yeah. And for me to get the opportunity to shoot it, we were very grateful. You know, Jerry and I were like, wow, we're really going to get the chance. But in the video, you know, of course, you saw the ballistics gel, you saw the playing card on the balloon. You're seeing accuracy, but you're also seeing with the ballistics gel, you could see that it could take large game, no problem.
Definitely.
I mean, no problem.
Definitely. I mean, even, you know, a couple of shots, Girardoni, taking Buffalo, could it? I think it's possible. I think it is, even near shots or something like that. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible with this gun.
Yeah.
So.
I believe at some point today, you know, when we were shooting today, I was like, I'm having a feeling this gun's more accurate than what I was seeing, you know, being older eyes and trying to hold, you know, perfect at 50 yards. But, I mean, yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, even with a scoped rifle, let's say you had a muzzle loader and you shot that, would you be happy with that? I mean, what
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah.
Definitely happy with that.
We were just pleasantly surprised. I think after shot one,
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is what he had to work with.
yeah,
There's no scope there.
after shot one, we actually had to walk out and look because we were like, is that in the black? We can't see. Let's go take a look. And we could have had a spotting scope, but we just put it together. But wow, that speaks volumes to me. And the round balls, 144, 457, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
457 round.
Yeah. And our first shot over the chronograph, when we did chronograph, was, of course, you saw it in the video, but 529 feet per second. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's common. That is that's typical for that year. So that's basically how the Girardoni was made, and that's what the velocity that it was doing. Now, there are some a little bit more powerful Girardonis out there, but yeah, that's pretty instinctive of what this gun can do. So it's a little, you know, upper 400s is normally what Girardoni should be shooting.
One thing that I thought through all this, through, you know, the 2 days that we worked on this, knowing Napoleon was afraid of this and really didn't want, and now I know why. I could do that pretty quick.
Exactly.
And at 50 yards, if you were peeking around a tree, you were in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not. I mean,
and with it being air too, there was no cut, there was no smoke. There was the noise level was a quarter the amount of what the powders were doing at that time. So, but I think the biggest part was there was just no smoke. So, where'd that ball come from?
You would have no idea, you know, Jerry. Yeah,
Sniper gun.
Yeah, yeah. It honestly, and you got that kind of accuracy.
Yes. You're on the ground before anybody has any idea you were hit.
Actually, you could hit several people if you were in a war situation. You could absolutely a repeater. 22 shot repeater, I think. Isn't it 22? And then you had a speed loader. I couldn't believe it.
Yep. 22.
Think of what the Indians would have had to put up with it. They're used to these guys. Let them fire one round. Now we'll throw our whatever at them, and we got them. This scared that what out of them. So Lewis and Clark, smart. You always said Lewis. The first thing he did when he met a new tribe was what? What did he do?
First thing being polite and all that. That's first thing. But just being down to earth, introducing himself and all that. But yeah, they would show, give offerings and stuff like that to him, and just let him in on some technology, give the wow factor to him and all that. Plus, some other things, but
you know, that was it. I mean, this was the sideshow kind of.
Well, you let them know that you want to come after us. You're gonna have to. We have 38, or is it 36? How many guys? And each one of them had one of these.
If you already start with a gun that has 22 shots into it, now you have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, show that.
You have 4 quick loading tubes. So they're right just in the bag alone. You have 88 shots.
Yeah.
And how many air cylinders?
And 22 on the gun.
Yeah. How many air cylinders do you think they carried?
There is actually, well, 1 on the gun, and there was 2 in the
Wow.
bag.
Wow.
We will show that real quick. But yes, there's the 2 air cylinders in the bag.
You can see the speed, and then the pumps here, everything was in here, right?
Yep, the bulb that you can make the balls. The only thing that wasn't in here was the fire used to melt the lead.
Right.
Other than that, yeah.
And this is the pump?
That's the pump.
So we just want to break that out real quick. And from what I understood, Rich had shown me earlier, is this screwed into the air cylinder? Or is this?
Yes, that screws right into the air cylinder. There's a little foot in here for this, so you can kind of step on it. And you just take the air cylinder and, you know, you're like 1,200, 1,500 strokes later.
Yeah.
It gets filled, but that's from having no air. But
yeah.
You're usually refilling it at about maybe 400 psi or something like that.
Yeah, so you're going about halfway, right? 800 psi.
Yeah.
What I found interesting is the foot claw that goes on the ground, basically, right? We had talked about that. Goes on the end of that, and then the air cylinder's here, so you're something beefy to hold on to pump up and down compared to other people were thinking you're just going to do that with the rod. Yeah, I thought that was, they really thought this out.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And it, you know, the pump is usually small because of, you know, the diameter and all that. So they can charge a higher PSI. The smaller diameter, the easier it's going to be to charge it.
But the more strokes.
Yes, but you're going to have a lot more strokes behind that.
Yeah.
But it gets you there. They had all the time in the world to pump them up. So
yeah, very true.
Very true.
Very and when we were talking earlier, you said that this replica, they did everything from the barrel, everything. The parts were made. Just go over a little bit because I think that's important. A lot of you are like, "Oh, that's a replica." They went into great detail to make it a replica.
Yes. There'll be a link posted to the exact process that this gun went through that Ernie Cohen and Rick had done. First, they had gotten the Girardoni that Dr. Beeman owned, and through that process, they found out that you know, just the caliber and just certain characteristics of the gun, they actually found out that it was Lewis's personal gun when they had it on site through the making of this gun. Now, the gun that was loaned from Dr. Beeman was stripped apart, stripped down, and was meticulously copied to this one right here, part for part. Nothing was modern machined or anything like that. Even the rifling on this gun. I mean,
that's what I thought.
This gun is, and that's not a modern rifling. That is how they did it back in the day. So everything was kept true. You don't get closer to Lewis's personal gun than right there, other than his personal gun at the museum, which you can't fire anyway. So, and a lot of people can't even touch the thing. So,
yeah.
And that's the reason why this was made too, because they knew the condition, even that one was in, kind of thing. So, making the replica of that gun, this really holds a lot of meaning to it. That, you know, here is a working one, not just any Girardoni, but Lewis's Girardoni.
I think that's what drew me to, you know, when you and I first had a discussion about this. I was to know that it was replicated in that manner meant a lot to me. It wasn't something that was just thrown together. Hey, we'll do this, and here it is, and we'll put whatever valve we want in. Yeah, it was original replica and I loved that. And I thought, wow, they handcrafted this gun. And when you sit back and we were all three of us were talking down at the range, and we were looking at, I mean, this just kept coming up to all of us. It's like, wow, it has that accuracy. And I think this could be better. I think this, honestly, could have been better. I was like,
maybe with a scope on the gun.
yeah, right. Maybe I was
think
just
that's the only way it's going to get.
right, but incredible accuracy. Another thing, flawless.
Very flawless.
No problems at all. Nothing for 2 days. Nothing.
As long as you were able to put a ball in the in battery,
Ooh.
you were ready to go.
Ooh, yeah. There was times I just was like, I put a ball in there, and he said, just shift it over, you'll find out. And I was just so excited in
It's
this
so
video.
smooth, though.
It
You
is.
don't even know. It's
That mechanism is perfect design. I was like, and then when you push it over and pull it back, you can't double load. You can't do that.
double load. You
Yeah.
can't double load.
Mm. But yeah,
manufacturers out there.
Yeah.
You can't double load.
I was so impressed with how smooth that was. And then the speed loaders, I had to smile because in modern day paintball, guppies putting their,
Yep.
speed loader,
Exactly.
and I'm sitting here going 17, 15. So yeah, I'm just like, okay.
Muzzle loaders are, here again, muzzle loaders. You're one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
With the muzzle loaders, nope. You were off to the races with 110 shots on
And
one
think
person.
if you're out hunting and you saw a rabbit or you saw a deer, and let's say you did miss, which I don't know, but let's say you did miss, I think you get another shot because it was so quiet. I couldn't believe how quiet it was.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that rabbit's like, what was that?
Right?
Well, that brings me to the next point of the predictability of your shots with this gun. It was accurate, but it wasn't accurate here. When I was watching the balloon shot, remember? They're like this, in a perfect straight line.
They were in a perfect straight line.
Now, if you can't, and the only adjustment was him trying to get that perfect shot.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me predictable. Because remember, he's changing for wind, he's changing for the angle, and he's also changing for this thing is lowering his air pressure every single shot. There's no regulator, of course.
That is true on the balloon shot with the playing card on top. That stayed in a straight line. I only moved it a little bit
It's in the
on
video.
on the third, and yeah.
That
but-
shows you how absolutely reliable it is. You can depend upon that to do what they say it's going to do.
When we looked at the target for the balloon shot with the card, remember how we saw one? We were like, how did I not hit the card on shot 2?
Right.
And then shot 3 moved what, a half inch?
Nah, less.
Yeah, but lower, but did what I asked it to do.
Exactly.
I mean, I even said that when we were back there. I was like, I'm just going to move it a hair and see if it can do it. When we saw the card explode, I was like,
But it was a straight line. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, well, how can you ask it to do any more? And there was not the wind was changing.
yeah.
So, yeah, this is an incredible gun. It's an incredible time in my life right now.
Mhm. Right?
As far as with the thing, sorry.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've done Girardonis before.
I remember the sweet spot.
I had made a video and all that saying that, I'll never experience this again in my life. Yeah, I was wrong. So, but, thanks to the guy, thanks to the guys over at B&B Sporting Goods for letting us do this and giving me the opportunity to make some things for this gun, make sure everything's functioning right, making some parts and stuff like that for future endeavors that they'll be a part of in what they do. it does mean a lot, kind of. So,
I am very appreciative, and we did do some posts on Facebook and actually got a response from some of the gentlemen on.
The thing I like about this the most is, as has been said by others, this is arguably the most important gun in the history of the United States.
yes, very, very important.
I would agree. I just, until I shot it, the respect level went. I didn't know. Now I know. It's over the top.
Oh, yeah.
I'm walking away from today, just like, wow, major bucket list crossed off. Never thought I'd have the opportunity. So here at Shooter 1721, we truly appreciate it very much, Rich. Thank you so much.
No problem. I was, like I said, we had to get this done. It is going into the collector's hands, but it will be out for viewing at certain locations for that. But to get actual specs and all that on this gun was something, that we believe needed to be done. And even the owners over at B&B Sporting Goods knew the same thing. So who better to call? There's Lewis right there.
I thought it was the Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
Gentlemen?
Well, this is Rick with Shooter 1721 with Rich Dudak and Jerry Cornfield. Thanks for watching.
Hey, this is Rick with Shooter 1721, and Rich put out a little bit harder challenge. He put the balloon at 100 yards, but he said you can't just shoot the balloon. You got to skip it off the pond into the balloon. And I watched Rich do it a couple of times, so the pressure's on to get it done. If I learn how to load this, we'll be all right there. All right, like that, Rich. Here we go. There we go.
You kidding me?
How?
Even at 100 yards, you're taking the same spot. You love that spot.
I do not understand that. That was way, I aimed a little bit too low that time. We'll go a little bit higher. Brian? Oh, don't. Yeah. All right. Oh, way short. Rich, I'm going to hand this to you. And you show me how it's done.
I don't even know. All right.
There you go. Show me how this is done. I watched Rich do this from 95 yards, like no problem.
God, the pressure's on.
No.
Oh my God. That's a 100-yard balloon. One shot.
Hold on. What was the deal?
I'm a builder.
That was excellent. That was a great.
Love you, man.
That was.